Larisa Lili Temperance. Today we're doing our energy check-in. Definitely this one will be on divine masculines because energies have definitely been shifting. Obviously this is for both divine masculines, divine feminines who want to take a listen. I try to keep these really about the twin journey in general because we both hold masculine and feminine energies, as you guys know. And I just want to give my thanks to everyone who supported me during that time I was in my trip. It was nice to connect with a lot of you, and thank you for the lovely comments and the stories you guys share with me. I really want to tell you guys that I appreciate it. It means a lot. Although I have my few, I am like so grateful because I think this journey really isn't for everyone, and it's not everyone who, like, it's not a lot who are on it. And so I think, you know, I really do hold all my subscribers who listen to my twin flames at high regards, because that means you definitely tap in and matured in your journey and understand what it really, the significance of source, right? Not idolizing a person, but the significance of source, your soul, what you're here for, your evolution, and most importantly, you know, just constantly growing, you know, growing as a human. So my feminines and masculines, we're gonna get into it. This might be a bit of a read as usual, but the energies have been really intense, and I've been feeling high sacral energy for some while now. And so what I'm going to read my channel messages and then we'll get into the tarot. As I said, that it was 2:20. So I really feel masculines are experiencing obsessive, anxious, mental energy and high sacral activation energy. So there's an obsession with, yes, the feminine energy, but I feel healing. So as the masculines tap into more into the healing energy aspect of their heart space, then it like clears up their emotional body and their heart space, then which activates their sacral, which is why I'm feeling this high sacral. It could be felt to you feminines through sexual energy, high sexual energy. So some of you can be experiencing high levels of sexual tension and may be in a space, if you guys are open to that, in a space of more sacral activation where you're actually taking the time to self-pleasure and masturbate, you know, for manifestation. So, and the reason I say this is because there's creative energy with that. You know, this is very contradicting, but the sacral sexual energy between the twins is a very important activation energy. So, you know, there's those people who do believe, and I'm not judging those who believe in no fap, but I think the twin soul is a separate vehicle. So we have to look at the soul's evolution as separate, as I don't want to say separate, but as chosen vehicles to evolve the soul. And they're all different paths back to source. And so the twin flame vehicle is highly activated through the sexual energy. So you can't avoid this energy. You just have to know how to transmute the energy. And a lot has to do with excitement. So what really stems from it, that sexual energy, yes, we feel it as humans as a need for sexual energy, but it's also creativity. And so we can, transmute that energy and really, it's like a confidence level, which is why I'm very open to the pleasure aspect, the self-pleasure aspect of it, because you get to really transmute energy and it builds your confidence. Sacral energy is very important for the soul's evolution too, right? Chakra number 2. And so keeping that healthy balance within your sacral is very important to the evolution of your soul as you transcend into this vehicle of the twin flame journey and continue to grow within your soul. So I do feel the masculines are very much, that reading I had the other day where we felt disconnected, and I felt it was like a pull energy, and now it's like an alignment. So it's almost like they've come back to their heart space, which is where the feminine is, which is why some of you may be experiencing them more strongly now, and then now feel a lot of sexual energy, which is probably where the emotions were coming from. So there was like that crying. It was like a crying stage, but I don't know, it's always combined too. So it's like, how do we exert that energy? And sometimes that sexual energy, you just want to cry because it's just so much, and it's so overpowering. And so it's the only way for some of us how we know how to transmute. And crying is okay, because crying is just as healing as well. So if that's what you do when you feel the overburden of the sexual tension, crying is definitely a way to release as well. So that's okay. All right. So the other messages, I'm going to read through what I channeled always. So we weren't feeling them for a while, which is what I was saying, but here they are, deep contemplation. So that sense we're feeling them very much on the 5D. So it's deep. This contemplation they're experiencing, like this, the obsession, the obsessive, anxious, mental energy is just deep. It's deep contemplation. So very present in the 5D. The mask of settling is revealed in their energy. Source, the universe, has thrown towers in their life physically and definitely emotionally. So they are very tuned with spirit and their higher soul. The long period of hermit energy has allowed for surrendering, understanding, and very much resistance as well, obviously contradicting the surrendering, but that's why the emotions are very cyclical. And so, but the resistance brings them right back to themselves. So when they resist, they're right back to themselves. That is the reason for separation, because separation is extremely important, because there's no one to point fingers, right? So when you're in their energy, they can easily project, and so when there's nothing to project, and then they're left with the mirror, including yourself, feminines. You're left with your mirror, and so we become our own mirror. Neither your masculine or feminine can be blamed for your life's doing, your circumstances. You see you and only you. You hear you and only you. You cry for you and only you. You resist for you and only you. Nobody's there. Twins surrendered to the unconditional love of Source and the higher soul. So this is when the surrendering needs to take place for Source, for the love, unconditional love to Source and our higher soul, who is very present in that space, the subconscious, right? The higher soul basically present to realign us, right? It's like they miss us, our higher soul, right? That's our authentic self. And then the plans begin. And I love this energy when they say, and plans begin. So a new start begins, the wheel begins to turn, the cloud begins to clear, and you finally begin to breathe. And the true rest begins to heal you. So the rest really truly begins to heal you. So masculines recognize and know this isn't about you. This is a personal issue. They need to learn, understand, and deal for themselves. Many plans are being placed, embodying strong Emperor energy, I feel, because it's very much in making plans right now. There's just resolutions and resolving. It's an energy that I'm feeling, which I feel is also the contemplation and the deep anxious energy, because it's almost like, okay, I need to get going. There is an energy of time. So, yes, divine timing, but also like time. The energy becomes back aligned again, and the thoughts of them. So, yeah, God, oh my God. So the energy then, when they're in this space, they align back into the heart space. So then the thoughts of them and each other begin to increase at this point. So you may feel them again, and that's where the sexual tension and the sacral and all that energy comes, because they're aligning back to their soul, which is you. We're twins, you know, twin, the soul. And so then that's where the increase of the thinking of them, the thoughts, the constant, you know, like being present with them and feeling them becomes very, very apparent. But that's where we start. That's an important energy, feminines. And so it's not to get stuck on the masculine, the physical 3D masculine, but to understand the transmutation of that point, that now it's time. It's like a time to, it's like the next timeline to grow yourself now. And that's why the attention needs to be brought back to you. So the self-realization, feminines, your masculine within begins to get clear again. As for some of you, if you've been on this journey, you realize all of a sudden there's a sense of clarity within your masculine energy, and you have more of an energy to do things. It's more of that masculine energy that you're holding versus, you know, the feminine. It's almost like you're more into your passions, creative, even like something as simple as, oh, I got the urge to like declutter my home. It's like something to that nature, like an energy spur, you know, an energy surge that allows you to just like kick into gear. And you'll notice you'll have a few of those. That's when the masculine actually comes into the heart space, and into their sacral energy. So then you have these energy surges, and that's how you get to transmute and then really do other things in your life. And that's really how the transmutation of the twins need to be. So masculines are watching you and very present. So deep contemplation and desire to open up, but know they need to embrace this moment within themselves. So, you know, there is an understanding this is for them. And I honestly feel like it feels like an alleviated energy in a lot of ways. But yet it's still very difficult, you know, because it can be very confusing for them, which is why the anxious energy and the obsession. But this is the energy that exists, and I'm pretty sure it's all the cosmos. We just had that full moon. There's just so much that's happened, and I've been feeling it strongly, especially that sacral energy. So let's see what the major arcana shift is for the masculine spirit. What do we have? Where are the masculines right now? Judgment. Yep. Review and contemplation. I mean, feminines, I mean, what can we say? This is it. You know, you've accomplished a great deal in your life and you have much to be proud of. Now it's time to decide what's next. As you contemplate the past and the present, you'll get clear on your divine life purpose. Don't be distracted by conventional thinking. Be the real you. And that's what I'm saying. It's like their higher soul, they've tapped into it. They're in a point of contemplation, review. It's just deep. And then it's like they've tapped into their higher soul, which is why it's saying be their authentic self. So in this moment, so are you, feminines, in the sense of you can ignite if you're feeling that energy. I know sometimes not all of us do, but if you're in awareness of it, and I'm pretty sure you guys are, that's what that energy is. All right, so let's see what the soul evolution is going through right now. We're going to do quite a few decks, I think, because I kind of want to just I want validation, confirmation for a lot of this energy that I'm feeling. All right, Spirit, what do we got for their evolution right now for the masculines? Yes, beautiful. Recovery. That's that hermit, right? They spent that long period of hermit energy. It's like it feels kind of light, but yet it doesn't, right? So you have experienced upheaval in your life, and a period of rest is needed to heal your heart, your mind, and your body. So it does feel, and that's why you're feeling them, because now it is a space of recovery, and the energy is getting lighter, I feel. And you know how I've been saying for some time, I feel that strong Leo energy. As Leo, the sun, because it's the sun, the season of the sun, and a lot of clarity and illumination comes about for the collective overall. But for this twin soul journey, very much So let's see, Spirit. Let's give it one more shuffle. All right, so what else do we have for the divine masculines? What's in the heart space for the masculines? Let your friends help you. Okay, so this is ask for and accept support from others. And I really think this is the guidance they're getting. So they're tapping, like I said, tapping into their higher self, tapping into their spirits. They're more just tapped in. This is a space where they're very much in their higher soul. So this is where they're getting their assistance now in this recovery. Spirit and their higher soul is very present with them. This is a transmuting energy as well. Yeah, you see how here in bottom, I didn't even look before. Here we have manifest your dreams. This is the number 1 in this deck. This is the Magician. So it is a alchemization stage right now. And here it says you're ready to go. There's no need for additional preparation. Take the first steps towards the changes you desire, even if they're small steps. Notice the signs that guide you in the right direction, as well as resources and support that miraculously appear. And I do feel that as well, like there's a lot of signs in sync. So I forgot to write that down. Yes. When I woke up this morning, I remember I was telling myself, tell the feminines there should be noticing a lot of increase in signs and synchronicities at the moment right now. So let's see what the masculines need to surrender. What are they surrendering right now? What is the surrendering energy for the masculines, divine masculines? Surrender to effortlessness. Yeah. So stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force the river. And again, it's a recovery stage. So I feel the effortlessness here comes from their obsession and their anxious energy to move. So they just kind of have to, again, it's a surrender, right? So they have to just kind of settle within their emotions and quiet their mind. And that's always going to be a challenge. It's not, but see, I'm not worried. That's why it's effortlessness. That's why Spirit is saying, just let it be effortlessness. Stop pushing so hard. They don't need to push too much because they're being very taken care of and protected. You know, it's like, I'm really not worried. I don't feel worried. I feel like they're very much with themselves and their higher soul and their guides and the universe and source. And so they're very nurtured in this space right now, in this recovery that's going to lead, hopefully, they don't fall into old traps. And because this is a challenge all the time for masculines, but this feels really good. So, Sarah, what is the energy? Give me the energy for the masculines. This is all masculines today, feminines. So, give me more energy. What's the current energy for the masculines? Jeez. I don't know if I'll need this. All right, so yes. All right, so we have action, of course, right? Because this is the planning stage, victory. This is the progression. And I always feel like 6 of Swords energy with this victory, 6 of Wands energy, just recognition, you know, moving forward. The World, yes. So here we have the World, which is right after the review of Contemplation, then the cycle. There's a cycle transition here, right, for what's to come. Then we have 4th chakra, the heart, right? We mentioned the heart. They've now aligned to their heart, which is why you're feeling them. The envy here, I feel like this is just more of the discontent of and the struggle in their mind, right, of the contemplation. So this is the resistance in some ways, their old ego. So the ego is still obviously present, but then look what we have here, you guys. There goes that sacral, 2nd chakra, Archangel Ariel. And it's, again, it's just that activation energy that they're experiencing. Bottom of the deck, love it. Happy family here, which is really like grounding energy, really stabilizing. And I love it because it's just, it's an illumination. It's a grounding energy. The number 4, which is very strong, Emperor energy, Angel of Strength, which is Leo energy for me always when I see this, the Strength card. And this is just really strengthening their soul and their spirit. It's a grounding. But again, the moving forward of the action they're taking, the making plans. And then of course there goes that anxiety. So it doesn't come without some level of anxious energy, because it's a combination of emotions that they're experiencing. And we're going to look into emotions, but let me pull some extra energies here. What else we have for the masculines? So we have for the masculines. What can you give me for the divine masculines here? Okay, so here we have material harvest and the space chakra. So this is a lot of aligning, right, with itself. And I really feel this is more of a planning stage. So the rerouting of their life, the new cycle, what these plans are, the action that they're taking, it's the self. That's why they need to spend. This is the number 9. You guys know how I feel about the self. It's also the review and contemplation of their physical aspects in their life. And a lot of it could be finances as well, where they're really focused on just rebuilding. And then Hierophant and obstacles and challenges, right? They're still having to jump some hoops here, right? And there's this number 5, so there's change. And there's still the mental, the ego, I still feel with the attachments, some level of attachments to their old version, their old ways. But this is still, to me, this feels like a cleanup, right? Because they're very much in the rerouting. So it's a battle between the cleanup of their life and then the rerouting of where they're at. I mean, overall, to me, this feels good, because again, it's not gonna come without, that's that envy energy of like, I feel like they wish they were over this stage, but this is a battle they need to kind of be an observer of and still learn from and learn to transmute. So it's still going to be a part of them. But that's why Spirit here is, stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force the river. And so it's not really just the flow, right? Because people think that, oh, when you're in the flow, you should still be in flow, but not aimlessly. Have a sense of purpose, have a sense of drive. And this, to me, 9 with the root is a sense of purpose. There has to be a sense of purpose and a reason and something to result out of what you're investing, because you can't just, the flow isn't just letting the energy be, and then you've got to co-create with spirit. That's what the magician is. You're co-creating, alchemizing. You're constantly alchemizing. All right, so let's see. So we're getting more here on the masculines. What have we got for the masculines? So the masculines want us to know. There goes that refocus. Spring and regret. And I think this just feels like a rejuvenation of their energy. Inner child, the Mu, and the new direction. So this is obviously still the healing. So spring is really much a healing energy. A lot of inner child work. Mu, they're just silent, that hermit energy. This is what they're still experiencing. Again, this is where the envy comes in and the obstacles and challenges of their old self. So this will still be part of their battle, but I mean, let's point out the new direction here, because either way, it's a planning stage. So yes, that's what I'm saying. I feel this is still going to be a part of it, but I really feel they're being taken care of here. Yeah, look at this refocus, commitment. We do have crossroads and mirroring, but this is the contemplation. The crossroads is the contemplation, and the mirroring is what the energy you're feeling with the alignment of the masculine right now, of where they're at, because it truly is, I truly see it as a positive energy. Because we have the heart space and the sacral. Like I said, those are the most, for the twin journey, those are the most important activation energies, because every time these chakras are activated within the journey, and the journey is going to be forever, you guys, but whenever activated within the journey, it's always a new direction. It's an activation energy. It's a transmutation stage. So, you know, that's when things get revealed. But what just fell off? King of Cups, emotional mastery. Yeah, that's, you have to gain emotional mastery. You every time you start to learn and you transmute these energies much quicker, and that is the emotional mastery, the soul's mastery within the emotions, the energy of the water, the energy of the flow. And so it's not going against the grain or the universe or source, but flowing with source. All right, so I'm going to do some clarifiers for the energy specifically. Spirit, give me more of this action here for the masculines. Why is the action card here? I love it. You know how I said the wheel begins to turn? And here we go, the wheel of fortune. So the action is because the wheel is here to turn. You know, give me more on the victory. Temperance, restoration, yeah, recovery. And they are, that's why I'm enjoying this energy, because it feels very restorative. It feels very, I feel like they're catching their breath, right? You know, I feel this is why they really emphasize so much this section here, right? And plans begin. A new start begins. The wheel begins to turn. The cloud begins to clear, and you finally begin to breathe. And I really, really feel that. You know, there is it's like an exhale. It's like that movie, remember, Waiting to Exhale? It's that moment, if you guys ever watched that Waiting to Exhale movie, and everyone just, that's what it feels like. So Spirit, give me more on the world. More on the world here for the masculines. Beautiful. Four of Wands, the foundation and commitment. This is their journey, you know, an activation, a new cycle to the next timeline, to the journey. And feminines, this is you as well, okay? Let's not ignore, it's not just a masculine. You know what these cycles are like. And so you as well, as you align, they follow. But you also tend, when they come into this energy, this is an alleviation. We just have to know how to recognize what the alleviation is, and it's normally through the heart chakra and the second sacral chakra. And a lot of the times, I really, really want to stress here, feminines, feminines get confused with this energy and get too bogged down and too stuck on the 3D aspect of the union. And yes, it feels that way because that's what we recognize as human beings. But your soul understands this as an activation to your shift in timeline and your soul's evolution. Your soul understands, and that's how you align to your soul, your authenticity, your soul. To understand the transmutation of these energies. But obviously, you love your twin. I mean, who doesn't? Like, I mean, this is an important person in your life. You connect with your twin, it just will always be an important person in your life. So we're getting more on this fourth chakra here. The fourth chakra, the heart space. The heart space. Exactly. Knight of Pentacles, steady progress. This is where progression happens. Progression is here. Soul searching, hermit energy. the progression. That's really what it brings you back to self. The 9. 9 is also closing cycles, which we have the World, right? New activation, next timeline to your connection. Spirit, give me more on this envy here. Why is the envy here for the masculines? Why is the envy here? Beautiful. You know how I said the 6 of Wands? And there goes that new beginning, the Fool. So, and the reason I love this deck, because it truly is twin flame. This is the twin flame deck, Journey Tarot, because success and recognition. And that's what I said. Remember when I told you guys this victory card always feels like 6 of Wands energy here. And so obviously it's clarifying the envy card here, but it doesn't come without defeat. So it's a constant battle with this, right? These energies, right? That they're healing. It's quiet, but it's healing. Yes, there will be some like old versions of themselves. 2 5s here, right? 5 5, because in the 5s there's change and uncertainty, you know, and it's just part of it. But this is where I feel with these energies here with the 9 of Pentacles and the base is because they're in, it's a planning stage. So it's a full recognition, right? So that's why we have recognition, success and recognition. And then of course that activation I keep saying, right? Activation here. This Fool is called activation. And that's what this is here. It's energetically activation. So your sacrals are very much with an energetic surge. So you feel it. It's a thing you feel in your body. Spirit, give me more on the second chakra, the sacral here, please. Give me more on the sacral energy. Give me more on the sacral energy. Give me more on the sacral energy. Jeez. I'm not take, let me see. All right, Spirit. My goodness. And the one that flew here. There we go. Beautiful, beautiful. 5 of Cups in the bottom. This is the missing. There's a yearning, obviously, old wounds, work in progress. Again, like steady progress. There are things being worked. There goes that contemplation, stalemate, and indecision. But this is part of it. But you guys, look what we've got here with the sacral. The Lovers, twin flame connection here. Twin flame activation. Like I said, we did have that strength. And this here it is like this happy family. It's the grounding, the 4, the Emperor energy, but it's also like the 4 of Wands, right? With the strength card here, the courage that this activation comes with. And here we have the strength card, right? So there's the cycle, the World. We have the World here again. We have the World here with the 4 of Wands. So there's a lot of double confirmation. So this is simply the activation, next timeline, next cycle in the journey. For some of you, a lot of you, you may reconnect with your twin. There will be communication. And be open to it, be loving, because that's how the timeline shifts. There's no resentment. It should be effortless, you know. If my twin came along, I would never reject him. I'm open to conversation when he's ready to talk, if he's ready to talk, you know. But this is the space they need to heal, they need to do, and they need to be on. I don't like to impose in any way, because I want nothing but healing. But I would never object to speaking to my twin and opening that door, because I know it carries healing energies when we do connect. It's always healing. All right, so let's see the emotions here. Just get some confirmation about their emotions, and then I will do messages today. Spirit, what are the emotions? Oh, dear God, come on. I can't have all this. What are the emotions for the masculines right now? What are the emotions for the masculines? go. Beautiful. So committed until death do us part isn't enough. And freedom. I'm ready to break free. I mean, ooh, this gives me goosebumps, you guys. This is beautiful. Such a restorative. I'm ready to break free. Freedom. It's so restorative. And look what we have in the bottom. Healthy. I'm becoming my best self. Because it's like their authentic soul. They feel it. I feel like they feel it. And some may not recognize it, but they feel it. There's a feeling, you know? There is like a feeling here. Oof. All right, so let's see some messages and then we'll get their last guidance for the twins in general. All right, Spirit, so what are the messages? What are the masculines, what are feminines to know? Any communication during this time? Trust. I have hard time trusting anyone. I'm doing just fine on my own. And this is just where they're at. I feel like they're still surrendering, right? It's part of the journey, right? It's for them to gain that. But they also know that this is also rebuilding within you, right? You may have a hard time trusting. So I feel that they feel your resistance and they know that you're doing fine on your own. But they're willing to rebuild that trust. It's hard. So here we have gesture. I'm going to come and sweep you away. Why? I don't know what has happened between us. If you're confused, I'm confused. And ghost, I won't stay for very long. I'm sorry. And so I feel this is why. There goes that trust. So their spirit answers me, because the ghosting, the disappearance, the constant in and out, of course there will be lack of trust. Obviously it came from a lot of confusion. So they're really just confusing. I mean, they're just communicating what these obstacles, what they're really realizing in their fives, their regrets, right? Because they're very much in regret stage. You know, they're very present. This review and contemplation it's a reflection. This is the mirror. But the gestures here, I'm going to come and sweep you away. And like I said, some of you guys will hear from them. Really, really will. Let's see. What other messages? We'll pull a few more. What other messages for the masculines to the feminines? These, and what I say, feminists, look at that magic 777. You are manifesting your dreams. This is an activation energy between the twins, very much manifesting. So this is a great transmutation cycle here about your own life, the new directions and what you want. This is a great creative energy as well. So I just want to be happy, even if that means without I'm sorry, I just want you to be happy, even if that means without me in your life. And there's a selfless, you know, like it's selfless, and it's like they understand and respect the boundaries, and they still want that for you. And then there's so much more going on than you realize, but it's easier for me to pretend that everything is okay than to deal with what I am feeling. And this is just their way of dealing with what they're coping with, their coping mechanism. It's always been the masculine's coping mechanism, right? That's how they become the runner. They deal with it on their own. But that's the cycle, right? It's just a cycle. So even in separation, even if it's without them, they still want you to push through, move forward. So what is the mutual guidance for the twins? Give me some guidance. Love it. Forgiveness. The time has come to forgive others and to finally forgive yourself. We are all human and we all make mistakes. Being able to forgive will lead you to unconditional love, compassion, and ultimate happiness. And this is the healing energy. This is what happens in recovery, where you're finally getting to release, right? You're breaking free. I'm ready, breaking free, freedom. There's liberation through that healing. And it's healthy, right? Becoming my best self, because your higher soul is present. That's when your higher soul is very much providing you that unconditional love and like opening that heart space, right, to that progress, because we have steady progress. It works with you. It works with you in that heart space. And then we have meditation, that hermit energy. Take some time out to focus and be silent. Calm your overactive mind and become one again with your soul. The answer you seek will come to you when you're at peace with yourself. And that's that effortlessness again, right? And then learning. Time to reflect on your life lessons. What you have been through is coming to perspective. New ways of looking at things are now being shown. And again, that's exactly where they're at with this review and deep contemplation. This is just their space, and it's a progression. It feels light, and it really does feel good, feminines. So I'm proud for this group of masculines I am tapping into, because this is really beautiful. And feminines, do tap into this side, embrace the energy, but learn to transmute this yourself as well, because this is a very important stage for those who can align with this energy and are resonating with it. So you know what I'm talking about. All right, so my feminines, I'm sorry. I'm going to leave it there. I love you. Please try to relax with these energies. They have been intense. Make sure to stay hydrated. Water is very important right now, so drink a lot of water, please. But please like, share, subscribe, click that bell button if you enjoyed my frequency. But with that said, live always relentlessly in striving aspiration. This is the evolution of your soul, and I'm here to nurture you. Until next message, bye.